I've been cooking a lot today, I feel like. But right now, I'm going to try to make Gordon Ramsay scrambled eggs. And if you're a fan of Gordon Ramsay like I am, you might have heard of his famous scrambled eggs. It's super creamy. He has this technique where he's like cooking the egg on and off the stove, and it turns out just really silky, very thick. So I'm gonna try that out today to the best of my ability, and I figured I would film it for you guys. This is my first time making it. The recipe itself is pretty simple. It's just eggs, a little bit of butter, but the actual kind of effect of it is from the technique. So you're kind of doing it on the stove pot. You're stirring it like 30 seconds on the stove, off heat, back on the heat, back off heat, and that just allows the eggs to get a really smooth texture. So let me show you guys what I'm doing. So you can get it in the actual pot. So here is the eggs with 2 thick knobs of butter. Just stirring here. And then we take it off the stove. You're gonna keep stirring it for about 30 seconds. And also an important part of this process is you don't want to season anything until the very end, because if you pre-season it, it changes the structure of the eggs. It does also change the color. It can make it a bit more gray, which we don't want. We want it to be, you know, still yellow and bright. So just season with salt and pepper at the very end. Keep stirring, put it back on the stove. I also just toasted 2 thick slices of sourdough. So I'm gonna put the scrambled eggs on top and add it with a little bit of chives as garnish as well. But as you're just stirring, you wanna make sure that you're picking up all the pieces of the egg from the bottom of the pan. So all this kind of extra stuff, you want to make sure that you're incorporating it into the mixture, and then stir it as you go. But yeah, so this is what the eggs look like right now. It's looking pretty silky and smooth. I'm gonna keep stirring it here. Another part of the secret to this is adding a little bit of just a cold creaminess to the scrambled egg so that it stops it from overcooking. It gives it that creaminess again, so it's not rubbery. Gordon Ramsay typically puts creme fraiche in here. I do not have that. I think that's a pretty good texture. It's probably as, you know, thick and chunky as you want it. I'm gonna turn the stove off here. I don't have creme fraiche, but I do have some sour cream, which is essentially, you know, very similar. It's still that cold creaminess that creme fraiche would give you. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon or so of that in here, and then just keep stirring it. And traditionally, if you watch his videos when he makes this, he'll serve this with like a side of roasted on the vine tomatoes and some sauteed mushrooms, which I don't have of those, but you know, really this is the star of the dish, so it's okay. It has this beautiful creamy texture. I hate when scrambled eggs are rubbery or like dry. So this is far better. I think that's good. I'm going to add some salt and pepper now and season it. Just a little pinch of salt, pepper. I might serve it with a side of like sliced avocado, because I feel like that would give a nice little brightness to the dish too. Gordon Ramsay style eggs, babe.
Why are they Gordon Ramsay?
Because this is how he makes it. They're like his signature.
The sour cream?
No, it's the technique that he uses to make it. Because he does this thing where you have to cook it on the stove for about 30 seconds and off the stove and back and forth. So like the texture of the eggs change when we do that. And then we add the creme fraiche, or in this case I use sour cream. We have that. But you have to see if you like this softer than regular scrambled eggs. Okay, this is what it looks like. Creamy. It's pretty easy actually.
Needs more eggs.
More eggs. I used 4. We go through eggs here really quickly though, I believe. Is there a limit to how many eggs is like recommended on a standard diet? Like one a day?
It's all about your labs. I mean, as long as your cholesterols are within nominal ranges, I mean, you need as much eggs as you want. I eat a lot of eggs, and my cholesterol is good. So
I thought it was high, or is that you're good to cholesterol?
well, I mean, I had my labs done recently, and they were like, "You're the picture of health."
Oh no! Can you slice some avocados for me?
Sure
Or just
can.
Or just give me one to slice. I'll slice it.
Let me get that.
It's so creamy.
That's an eggplant.
That's good. I'm gonna add got some chives here. Gonna add some chopped chives on the top because that makes it gourmet. Having some herbs on there.
Where I come from, we call them chives.
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 Where you come from and where? In Paris? So, I've never heard that before.
This pit.
Here's the finished product. Got some scrambled eggs here, some chives, a slice of avocado. Okay, let's try it.
Okay. Oh, right here?
Yeah, we'll just... Let's try it. Okay. Your hands got off on camera.
That's okay. Whoa.
So much eggs. This is like 4 eggs here. What do you think?
It's good. But I don't know if it's worth the extra effort.
No? Isn't this... Well, so describe the eggs.
I mean, they're fluffy, creamy, but overall, I think the additional work is fine when you desire the extra pomp and circumstance.
Like if I wanted to impress someone
Yeah.
and make a brunch.
But
I
I'm
would get
definitely
this.
not going to do this to my eggs every day.
I would do it to impress you.
Yeah, well, I mean, under the right circumstances, I could definitely see it as a practical application of culinary technique. But
This is
in just everyday eating, it's just not utilitarian enough for me.
I guess so. It's actually really easy though. It took like 2 minutes. It's just
Maybe if you got it efficient enough.
yeah, it's just the butter and then the additional creme fraiche or sour cream at the end to jazz it up.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not going to put butter in my eggs every day. My eggs would stand alone as eggs.
But you use oil, it's the same thing. I didn't use any oil. So you get the same amount of...
But the amount of oil I use is not enough.
I guess so. I would give it on a scale of like 0 to 5, on the 5 being like a perfectly cooked sunny side egg, I would give this a 4. I think the garlic chives add a really nice herby flavor too. Feels like a French breakfast. You want to give it a rating?
I feel inclined to say thumbs up.
Thumbs up?
Mm-hmm.
2 thumbs up?
2 thumbs? No, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, cool. Gordon Ramsay taught us. Thanks, Gordon. Thanks, Gordon.